Hello everyone, how's it going? My name's Lewis and welcome to Mids Boxing. Today we're going to be analysing and reviewing Matchroom's card over in Boston that took place over the weekend. So at the top of the card, DEMETRIUS ANDRADE beat Walter Kautondokwa very convincingly in a unanimous decision. This fight was obviously for the WBO middleweight vacant title, which was unfortunate with the Billy Joe Saunders saga. So it wasn't the fight that, I hoped to see. Walter Kautondokwa, the undefeated Namibian at the time, came in on quite short notice, but he did look in good shape for the fight. Technically, he had a lot to be desired for, but in terms of heart and, physique and power, I think you can't deny that Kautondokwa was very strong. But I think Andrade just showed the levels above that he is, and quite rightly won the fight on a unanimous decision. Credit to Kautondokwa, he got knocked down 4 times in the fight, and I thought, after that 4th knockdown, that was it. There were no coming back, but fair play. He saw through the fight, and he kept his pride intact. So Andrade is a new WBO middleweight world champion. He won the vacant title, and I think it's really unfortunate. As a big sort of Billy Joe Saunders fan, I think it would have been a great fight. Hopefully Billy Joe can resolve the issues, and we can see that fight happen sometime next year. So then moving down the card, we have Tevin Farmer defeat James Tennyson in a very convincing win. He knocked him out in the 5th round. Farmer, again, is one of these US fighters who's been quite inconsistent and inactive due to the promotional issues, but hopefully under the Eddie Hearn banner he can really start to push on. At super featherweight, there's the obvious potential fight between Gervonta Davis and Farmer, so hopefully that will happen, and I think that will be an absolutely cracking fight. Again, it seems to be with Gervonta, like many other US fighters, he's struggling with inactivity due to promotional issues, but as a fight fan, don't get me wrong, I'm not an Eddie Hearn fanboy. Hopefully, with Eddie Hearn coming in and stuff, he sort of sets the standard and, gives these fighters a chance to be active and, reach their potential. Katie Taylor defeated Serrano in a very convincing performance. Serrano came to survive rather than fight, which is unfortunate. Katie Taylor won convincingly, she won every round, and if there's anybody who can transform women's boxing, almost like, women's MMA with Ronda Rousey, she's the person to do it. And with Eddie Hearn behind her, hopefully she can now progress and, really transform the women's game. There was a huge Irish support for her, and I think it's brilliant. Conor McGregor was there supporting, and I think it's, with the Irish, they back their own, and it was, it's good for the game. Kid Galahad defeated Clary in it was a very scrappy fight. I think it was just a clash of styles. I think there's similar styles of fighters, and it didn't really gel that well. Galahad now becomes the mandatory for the IBF Featherweight World Championship, which is obviously the fight between Warrington and Frampton, which I think is going to be a magnificent fight in itself. Galahad's obviously had his issues in the past with the drug testing and whatever, but hopefully now he can sort of reach his potential, and I think whoever wins the Warrington-Frampton fight, it's going to be a great fight between them and Galahad. So that was pretty much the bulk of the card, the big fights. Tommy Coyle was in a brilliant fight. As a Yorkshire boy, I can't help but love Tommy Coyle. I think as a fighter, I think he's brilliant, he's entertaining, he's always in a good fight. He obviously knocked down his opponent in the 7th round, and fair enough to the opponent, showed great spirit, got back up when it looked like he was, going to be all over. Scott Quigg bounced back from a defeat against Valdez to beat Briones in the 2nd round with a knockout. I really rate Quigg as a fighter. I think he does have his limitations, but as a hard-working fighter, is one of the best in the division. So as I say, it wasn't the toughest test for him, but he did well. He was clinical, and it was a great finish. So overall, I think it was a good night of boxing. I don't think there was as many sort of 50-50 fights that I would have liked to see, but it was a good chance to see some of the stars in action. And I'm really excited about this Eddie Hearn USA DAZN sort of venture. I think it's going to be great for fight fans in the UK as well. Obviously, we'll get to see our fighters over there, as well as seeing these American fans as well. So I think overall, it's very, very positive. Going forward, I'd like to see more genuine 50-50 fights, but I understand that Eddie Hearn at the moment is going through a sort of a transitional phase. He's got to establish himself over there and, build up his fighters. So obviously, they're not going to be in the most challenging fights for them. It's a shame with the Billy Joe Saunders situation. Hopefully it can be resolved and we can see that fight against Andrade, because I think it'll be an absolute cracker. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like button and let me know what you thought of the card. Was it a good card? Would you like to see more 50-50 fights? What do you think of the performances? Just let me know in the comments below, and that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.